How's it going, YouTube? Another weekend. My wife's at work, so I'm gonna try to get some other work done. Sorry about the wind. At least it's not raining today, finally. But we got some stuff to do. So all of my dumpsters are out for the weekend, so I have no dumpsters to run or pick up or anything. I've got a couple dumpster bags I needed to take care of here. You see a couple of them there. And we need to basically consolidate those into a dumpster later. But right now, I need to go over to the shop. I just paid a trucking company to bring me a load of gravel. So we're gonna drop or spread a big load of gravel out there. It's about, I think 15 tons is what those dump trucks usually carry. So I'm gonna take care of that. But while I'm also going all the way out there, it is about 20 minutes. So I like to get a couple things done at once. I'm gonna go grab a couple gallons of paint and start painting the side of my shop finally. But it comes with a little bit of worry because that shop that I have that you've seen in some of my previous videos, I bought for next to nothing. I mean, like literally, it was cheap. So I ended up using equity from another property that I had to buy that place. So I didn't even put $1 down on it because I had enough equity in my previous property that the bank funded 100% of it, which is great. I also found it after it had been sitting for a while. It needed some work. Nobody really wanted it. Needed a severe amount of tuck pointing, which we finally got done with. It does have a leak in one portion of it, but we pretty much just leave that space empty right now. And it's actually rented out to a group that kind of works over at the airport. It's a private contracting company that works out of the airport. They pay double what my rent is, or what my mortgage is in rent, and they use the entire thing. I've been talking to them over the last couple months, and we've talked about consolidating a lot of their stuff so that I actually finally get some shop space. So I have a place to put another truck, a trailer inside. You've got my skid steer. You've got all kinds of equipment and tools. I've got my own personal go-karts and stuff that we use that I could put in there. I just need some space. So that was kind of the grand plan. Well, a wrench was thrown in that plan in the last couple of weeks where Dollar General, or a contractor that wants to build for Dollar General, called and asked what I was doing with the building. And I said, well, it's a shop. It's rented currently, and I will probably use part of it. And then, as I'll show you here later, there's a big field to the side. The grand plan was to turn that into a big storage space. So whether that's a little bit of, garage storage for people, or if it's just field storage. Really popular around here is like covered storage for RVs, campers, boats, because a lot of people here have a lot of space, at least out there, so they can kind of just store their own stuff. But when it comes to those large items that they just, don't have maybe the driveway space for, or the yard space, that's where it comes in handy. So you can essentially just gravel an entire field, fence it in, put some covered parking, and then you're getting monthly rent off of people for just parking their boats there. And essentially each person has their own code to get in. Pretty easy business model. That was my grand plan. But this contractor I know they want the building bad, or the space bad, because about 10 years ago, before I owned it, I already knew about the story that a contractor had approached the previous owner about buying it. But there's an easement between the building that they have to be able to go around the building to another property next to it. Well, apparently the business owner on the other side, he agreed to it at first, and then as he realized that there was an opportunity to make more money, he kind of stepped back and said, I want this much in order to get rid of the easement, and the contractor backed out and said no. So might have been a little bit of greed there, I don't know. Whatever it was, the deal didn't go through. Fast forward to now when I own it, apparently he's not really operating that business anymore, has now agreed to sign whatever he needs to make the deal happen. And now it rests on my shoulders that, am I going to sell the building and the field? Because they have to tear down my building to build this place. So it's not just selling the field, it's selling the whole thing, and I have nowhere to go with my stuff. Interest rates now are upwards of 6% probably for a business loan, when I bought, and you know, under 3. It might have been a little bit higher than that because it was the business loan, but very low interest rate. Didn't hardly put any money down. Also bought the place at a dirt cheap price. What am I going to do now? I'm going to be buying in the height of the market. I'm going to have to find a place that also doesn't make money. Right now, my shop makes money. So I'm talking a lot here. Let's just get out there. Let's get some stuff done. Because I'm going to work as if this deal's never going to happen, because otherwise I'm going to miss out on this great weather, and then I'm going to be behind schedule. So let's go get some stuff done. All right, so we had to stop by the apartment. One of the units I'm actually flipping right now, and I had to paint it, so I've got a little bit of paint supplies in here, so I don't have to go buy everything else again. But this is actually, on this side is my 6-unit apartment, and this unit is the only one empty right now. I had somebody kind of move out real quick, and I had to flip it. This unit's probably my smallest one, and it's, I'm not going to say it's out of date, but there's some things that I'll be excited to eventually update on it. So I'll give you the tour real quick. Small, small, smaller. It's actually really not as bad as it looks probably on camera. This is kind of your living space slash studio apartment style. So basically that's what this place is. This is an efficiency unit. You've got your kitchenette, you've got your, you know, all that here, and then you have your bathroom. This is probably my most outdated apartment, but it's also very clean, so it's hard for me to want to tear stuff out. You know, like the appliances are still good, even though they're not pretty. Same with the cabinets. And this floor I cannot wait to get rid of, but I just don't know what it is. It does not stain, and so I won't do it. This one was pretty rough, so I came in and I did a different vinyl plank flooring, put that in, painted the walls. We need to finish some trim work up here, but that's about it. Up there too. But this unit is actually not that bad at all. It is probably one of the cheapest ones I rent out. I think this one brings in $575 here. In this unit, I have ones upstairs that run the length of the building, so they're 3 times this size. Those bring in a lot more, but this is the efficiency unit. So let's grab some stuff and let's get out of here. I need this. Well, that took an interesting turn. So as you can see, I got a dumpster loaded. I did, I guess you could call it an emergency dumpster drop, or empty, because this family is from out of town and they needed it emptied and brought back literally minutes before the dump closed. I made it, got it emptied, got it back. So I'm bringing it back to them now. So a little bit of hiccup in my free time today to get some stuff done, but I was all out of dumpsters, so I couldn't just drop a new one, pick that one up. So empty that one, brought it back with minutes to spare, and we're gonna get back on the road. Another really cool thing that happened while I was on the road getting this done was I got a phone call from a buddy. So a couple days back, I was driving through town, about to drop a dumpster. I saw my buddy who was cutting some grass. He also is looking for a house, and I'm his mortgage lender. I approved him for a house, whatnot, honked at him, drove by. I dropped this dumpster at the next house, and the guy's like, "Hey, thanks, man. If you know anybody buying a house, this will be listed for sale in 2 days." I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, whatever." And then it hit me like a brick wall. He wanted a house, and this guy had a massive shop. I mean, it's so cool looking. A huge shop in the back of his house, probably bigger than the house itself. Has a bar in it. It's awesome. And so I like, actually, hang tight. 10 minutes later, my buddy buzzed right over because he just finished mowing, and they had a conversation. He just followed up with me, sold the house. So I'm now doing his loan on the house. So kind of a perk. If you, how much this business crosses over into other business is awesome. So now I'm doing that guy's loan and I'm doing that guy's dumpster. So pretty cool. This was a nice tidbit, but let's get back to it. Let's get this place painted. Jesus. All right, y'all, we finally made it. It's been a day already. What was supposed to be free time didn't quite turn out to be. Here's the side of the building. Finally got some tuck pointing, you might be able to tell. We're gonna be redoing the windows, but we're gonna get this painted. We're gonna pretend like this thing's not selling at all so that we can just keep things moving. We got some gravel dropped here so that we can actually start to fill in this space here. And then from there, we're actually gonna take all these shipping containers that we have kind of scattered throughout here. We've got 2 here, 1 back there. I've got 2 more off site. We're gonna kind of pivot them so they face the side of the building the other way, so that when you actually pull into the lot, you can kind of open the doors. So that'll be kind of just a section that we have of those. Out there, we'll probably build more of storage out in this big old field. We've got about a little bit less than an acre out here, right before that cornfield. That's all ours. So there's a lot that can be done with this place. And then of course I have the actual shop itself, which has 2 garage doors here and 2 on the back. So there's a lot of potential here, which is what really keeps me from wanting to sell it to Dollar General or this contractor that wants to build for Dollar General. But I don't know, give me your point of view. Let's see, maybe it'll be worth it. But I think there's more long-term potential here than the short-term gain I could get from just selling it. Who knows that? All right, guys, first coat, it's pretty sloppy. Lots of spots to come back to, especially in those grout lines. We're gonna replace that like fascia, whatever that is up there on the top. So a lot of touch up to come back to, but we got the base on finally on a nice day. It's already starting to dry, which is cool. I've got to move on though. I just got a call for a dumpster bag, and then I have something I'm attending tonight, so I need to make sure I get all of that done before then. So let me know what you think, guys. I really don't know what to do. I've got a shop that I bought at a very, very good price, at a very good interest rate, and I have potential. I have long-term potential to turn this into something so much more. And all that out there, almost to that fence and everything. So, I mean, I could turn this into a lot. It's kind of this vision I've always had for this place, and I just don't know what to do. So if I give this place up, I've got to buy another place. I got to also probably expect that that's going to be more of a liability because I won't have somebody paying my mortgage every month. So that's kind of a bummer. Or I can take a huge chunk of change, we hope, from this Dollar General contractor. The contractor builds it and then does some kind of lease with Dollar General. Some people will probably say, don't do that. Let them tear down your shop and do a land lease agreement. Well, if I did that, they'd have to tear down my shop. I'd have a Dollar General. Those are typically, I believe, 10 to 15 year leases, and I'd have to pay and maintain after the construction. Well, I have to pay for the construction as well. That's the way I believe it works, and I have to actually maintain the property afterwards. So the idea of that, from everything I've read, some slim margins there, sounds like a headache. And I really have just always wanted my own shop. So I don't quite know what to do. I want you to give me your opinion, so drop them in the comments. Let me know what you think I should do. Let me know any ideas you have for the shop outside of what I do. And I'm gonna listen to everything you guys have and turn this into a forum. So that's the whole thing right there on the front side. That'll probably be a gray, so we'll have a black on the side, a nice light gray on the front. Let me know what you think of that too. Like I said, I've got a vision, guys. The dumpster company slash storage company slash landlord headquarters right here. So we'll see. Oh, and then in the back, you've probably seen in previous videos, I kind of have this like transfer station of stuff. I just got rid of about $500 worth of scrap a couple days ago, but I now just basically every time I get a bunch of appliances, I just drop them right here and then load them up in one big dumpster. So got a lot of decisions to make, guys, so let me know what you think. Thanks for following, like, subscribe, and tune in for more videos. I'll keep you up to date on how this turns out. See ya.